All right, man, we got the police report. I'm going to read y'all this police report, and then we're going to have a discussion because it's a thing on Twitter right now with Miss Rissa Royce, who that's her, I guess her Instagram name. I do not know her real name. We have Mr. Jones, who is JMike Jones, and then we have Trouble, Mr. Mario Orr. The police report is out, and we hear new things about this situation. We finally got the backstory on how all this happened. And, you know, it's a lot of people that are blaming her, blaming the boyfriend. It's a whole little back and forth going on. So we'll get to that, and then I'll give my opinion. So right here it says, basically, upon arrival to the scene, I spoke with Rissa Royce, and she stated that she and Mr. Mario Orr were asleep in the bed in her bedroom. She stated that she woke up to her ex-boyfriend, Mr. JMike Jones, punching her in the face. So already it says that he basically came in and he got to the business, right? And at the top, I didn't start all the way at the top, but I just want y'all to see this particular part where it says, I was informed to the dispatch that the door to the apartment was forced open, right? And a male was shot in the chest. All right, let's get back to it. Rissa Royce stated that Mr. Jones, Mr. JMike Jones, then began fighting with Mr. Mario Orr, and she stated that she began to help Mr. Orr when Mr. Jones pulled out a handgun and shot Mr. Orr and left the scene. Rissa Royce stated that she and Mr. Jones broke up approximately a week ago because Mr. Jones and her were in the vehicle somewhere in Clayton County, Georgia on the south side. Rissa Royce explained that she and Mr. Jones were arguing with each other about him not having a job and not helping her pay bills. I told y'all this nigga was broke in the last video, and half of y'all was telling me I was lying and that blah, 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 right? Rissa Royce stated that Mr. Jones then punched her in the nose. What a real sucker. So he has a history of abuse, right? He probably doesn't like being confronted. He has issues, right? Rissa Royce stated that she then called 911, and when she called 911, Mr. Jones got out of the vehicle and fled the scene. Rissa Royce stated that she did not stay to file a police report because Mr. Jones fled the scene. Also a big mistake. He could have been in jail. He could have had a restraining order at that point. So that's pretty interesting. That right there led to the mistake that happened with Trouble. He could have been in jail. He ain't got no job. He ain't got, you know what I mean? Rissa Royce stated that she had not seen Mr. Jones since the incident and that he had not been back home since the incident. She stated that she and Mr. Jones had been dating for 3 years. She stated that she and Mr. Jones lived together at the residence. Upon processing the scene, the front door of the apartment was forced open. On June 6, 2022, I obtained video footage of Mr. Jones entering the Lake St. James apartment complex at 3:14 and leaving the scene at 3:21. So all of this shit happened in 7 fucking minutes. Trouble's life was taken in a flash. So just about this situation right here that just doesn't sit right with me. I think everybody plays a role in this situation, right? I think everybody plays a role, but in this situation particularly, we all know the role that JMike Jones played. I mean, he was a crazy ex-stalker, and he killed Trouble, you know, out of jealousy, out of rage. And then we have Miss Rissa Royce. I see everybody on Twitter. Let's get to these. People on Twitter are saying, like, you know, this is a fucked up situation. But ladies, and I agree with this, please don't have a man. This is a tweet right here that's going viral. Please don't have a man sleeping in your bed 1 week after you break up with your abusive boyfriend who also lived in the apartment. And that right there turned into a whole different situation. But let's just read a couple of the tweets that the women are saying, and then I'll give my rebuttal, right? Fuck this blaming the woman instead of the abusive ex-boyfriend who can't respect boundaries, and this is why I can't stand y'all sometimes. All this smoke for a woman just actually trying to live her life, and none for the motherfucker who was actually the fucking problem, right? Now, I don't think that the dude, when he made this tweet, I don't think he was trying to take the responsibility away from JMike Jones. I think that he's also saying, which I agree with, is that Miss Rissa Royce had to have some kind of accountability in the situation. things could have been done different. We're not saying that she's to blame, that we're telling, oh, you're the reason why Trouble's dead, because we don't know if she was transparent. But I would say that the actions of Trouble would seem like she wasn't really forthcoming about her situation, right? Let's go to the next one before I really get in here. They're calling him a sick Negro. What does the girl have to do with this man being a killer? Y'all will find any possible way to blame women for an abusive ass black man. This is the problem I have with Twitter. It's just always like, it always has to turn into a women versus man thing. And usually, and I don't want to go on the women because I know, man, we be at fault too. But the women, I think sometimes they're just so quick to defend shit and they misinterpret the way things are said. I feel like this is a situation that didn't even have to be defended like this. I think that it's pretty obvious that we know that this nigga's a simp and a weirdo and a killer, and that's nasty behavior what he did. I think everybody on Twitter knows that that is wrong, that that's stupid. But what these women got to understand is, which they would want to know too if it was the other way around. If you was coming to my house for the first time, we agreed to have a sexual encounter, you don't know me from a can of paint, and I didn't tell you anything, and then my crazy ex-stalker abusive girlfriend came over and she starts hitting on me, and then y'all get in a fight, and let's say it doesn't end in a gunshot, right? Let's say that you get stabbed and you live or something. You would check me, or you would stop fucking with me for not being transparent and letting you know that, listen, you put me in a bad position because you didn't let me know that this person had access to the house, or they knew where you live, or they're crazy, they're abusive. You would want to know that. If Trouble was your little brother or your big brother, y'all would be angry with that girl right now. Maybe you wouldn't say that it's actually all her fault, but we have to take some kind of responsibility. Trouble could have done things different had she been transparent about this situation. Had she told him, hey, look, I just broke up with my man a week ago. He punched me in my fucking face. He's a little crazy. Then he could have had the chance to make a decision. Do I want to go over there? Do I need to bring something to protect myself? Do we need to go to a hotel? Do I need to take you to my spot? Do we need to do something else? Is there a better time? Do I really want to fuck with you? Why are y'all acting like this is rocket science? We get so caught up in just wanting to have a back and forth sometimes that we act like things don't make sense because it's coming out of the opposite gender's mouth. And this is not me just getting on women. This is the men too. This is just Twitter for you. But I think that this would be obvious common sense that we know that JMike Jones is the nigga that's at fault for this situation. But let's not act like responsibility don't fall on all of them. Trouble was wrong for driving a fucking Lambo all the way to Rockdale County, following a girl that he barely even knew, and parking his Lambo in an apartment complex. You're bigger than that, Trouble. And what's done is done, so I can't really get on him like that, but that was a vital mistake. It was a vital mistake for her. I don't care what y'all say. You've been dating the man for 3 years. You can fuck who you want to fuck, love who you want to love. But you gotta, and you know if that nigga's crazy, clearly. You know that the nigga's crazy. You know that he has a situation going on. Why would you bring that man to that house a week after? He probably ain't even came and got all his fucking clothes out of that apartment yet. You have to protect yourself. You didn't protect yourself, and you put a man that had kids in danger, and he lost his life. Not to mention, she took a picture of the fucking crime scene and posted it up on the internet. She's a weirdo. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That's weird activity. So why are we acting like this is rocket science? Like I said, if this was your little brother or your little sister in this situation, people would respond different. We're not victim blaming. We know that JMike Jones is a fucking idiot and a simp. And that's why he's turned himself in and he's going to jail, and he's probably never getting out. Because people are trying to say, oh, stand your ground in Georgia. This is nothing like stand your ground. How do you break into a house? After that, even if he didn't break in the house, let's say he had his key. He came in the house and he started punching this girl in the nose. Then he fought Trouble. That's not stand your ground. If anything, Trouble was trying to stand his ground, and he ended up being a victim. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that This is a situation where the girl should get no kind of accountability. There's no accountability in the situation. There's no mistakes that she made. She did whatever she did. It should just be all on JMike Jones. Do y'all think that the girl was wrong for possibly not being transparent, which I feel as if Trouble's actions would show that she wasn't transparent? Do y'all think that Trouble was wrong for this situation? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and we out, baby. Boom!
Our Daddy channel. Subscribe for Daddy channel.